So this is my first time at the ISVA Summit. And while disappointed that we couldn't be together in person, I do think the whole idea of a virtual conference really speaks to the innovation that occurs when faced with challenges. So what a session to follow with Chef Rosendale, providing really brilliant ideas, some of which I will also touch on in this presentation. Okay, perfect. So a little bit about me. I grew up working in the hospitality industry since I was a teenager, folding boxes at a local bakery, working amusement concessions, special event sales, and hotel front desk operations. And after following my career in restaurant operations around the country and back, I joined JBH Advisory Group. And we began working with operators around the globe on a variety of projects, from due diligence to concept design, operational assessments. We've really found a niche in helping operators increase efficiency while also enhancing quality. It's critical that those two concepts go hand in hand. So we've been fortunate to work with clients in every segment of the hospitality industry, from higher education to sports and entertainment, casinos, hotel and lodging, healthcare, higher education, and everything in between. Food service truly touches everyone. I'm still hearing that echo. Are you all? Okay. So while each project was unique, we quickly realized that the overarching challenges facing the industry were the same: labor and food handling. From product consistency to training to sourcing skilled labor, the rising cost of minimum wage, perishability, waste, and food safety. Additionally, we also saw overarching trends from a guest perspective, such as the demand for whole foods made using clean ingredients, unique flavors, and an array of dietary preferences, and a demand for consistency. So while partnering with operators within every industry to solve problems and building operational systems, we began to see clients faced with the rising cost of rent and landlords that would not allow type 1 hoods in retail space. We were determined to find solutions that could satisfy the operators' challenges while exceeding guest demands and desires. We simply couldn't recommend salads and paninis in every operation. So if you're attending this conference, you already know that sous vide is a really special method of cooking that unequivocally results in enhanced flavors, consistent results that are prepared to perfection, with an increase of food safety because of the cooking to precise temperatures. We began to realize the efficiencies of incorporating sous vide cooking into production schedules. It would allow for tremendous flexibility and allow us to create unique and comprehensive menus to provide for consistent results every single time. Once the proteins were initially prepared using the sous vide method of cooking, they were then chilled and held cold until needed for service. At this time, anyone could retrieve a fully cooked protein, retherm, finish, and utilize as needed. Once the product was cooked, no longer would we have to worry about the highly paid, highly skilled grill cook calling out on a Saturday night, because we would have proteins prepped, cooked, and holding hot or cold for execution by even a kitchen novice. This allowed operations to easily flex up or down based on volume. So if you experienced a sudden pop in business, you could simply add another bag of the fully cooked protein to the water bath and bring to temp without having to leave the assembly line and handle raw product, effectively decreasing the risk of cross-contamination. Additionally, if your event received a lower turnout than anticipated, all of the food ordered would not go to waste, as it could be chilled and used another time. We could effectively receive and handle all raw product at one time. at off-peak times, and that would vary depending on the individual operation. We were finding that operators could begin to schedule prep labor during off-peak times, which was a definite advantage. This is also an ideal model for a commissary operation where raw product is handled at one facility and sent to additional individual locations for retherming and finishing. We knew that this was a great program that solved many challenges facing operators and checked many boxes for guests. There were challenges, however. One of the biggest challenges that we faced was the development and approval of a HACCP plan. The need to purchase expensive equipment, including a commercial vacuum sealer, one with both wet and dry capabilities to allow for marinades. The initial process of sous vide, cooking from raw product, was one for a skilled employee. Receiving raw product, trimming to size, adding a marinade, vacuum sealing, and temping with a probe thermometer to ensure the bag retained efficacy. Additionally, the health department inspections were more complex and required skilled individuals to walk the inspectors through the process and ensure compliance. When thinking about growing, franchising, expansion, and the duplication of process, we knew that we had to eliminate these hurdles in production. Many operators, while understanding and appreciating the benefits of sous vide cooking technique, were simply not equipped to handle the hurdles that came with the in-house production. If you think about the process in two parts, there is the initial receiving cooking of the product, followed by the retherming of a chilled product. And that second part is where all of the efficiencies existed. As the true test of an operator is not how well you can achieve the desired result, but how well can that result be duplicated in your absence. We began to seek out the world's best suppliers and manufacturers of sous vide proteins and products. And after side-by-side taste tests, we quickly recognized the advantages. We were able to obtain all of the benefits of sous vide cooking while avoiding all of the pain points. Let me just give a little check here. Not too bad. Okay. We knew that this was the answer that checked each and every box of operator challenger, from labor savings to providing chef quality meals, food safety with reduced raw product, reduced waste as we were purchasing product at 100% yield and achieving perfect results every time. There was a reduced reliance on skilled labor as anyone can retherm pre-cooked protein. It allowed for menu versatility. Items were ready to be customized and to be experimented with trending ingredients and flavors. As we put this process into place at a variety of locations, we were really struck by the flexibility of equipment required to produce the same consistent results. You could retherm fully cooked sous vide items in an immersion circular, a traditional stovetop, a convection oven, a microwave, a steamer, or a steam kettle. You could then finish those fully cooked sous vide items to provide that visual appeal and texture that you desire using a programmable quicktop countertop oven, a broiler, a salamander, torch, a toaster oven. The options were endless, and we could find a way to make our process work within virtually every operation. There were operational flexibilities as well. There were less deliveries required. We could maintain product on hand to satisfy last minute, even large orders. We could flex with volume changes, whether that be an increase or decrease, and there was flexibility with staffing and training. The reduced use of raw product to effectively eliminate the risk of cross-contamination. There was reduced knife handling and reduced product handling. We believed in this method so much that we created and operate Sous Vide Kitchen, a virtual food hall in New York City. In an entirely hoodless environment with 600 square feet of working kitchen space and the staff needed to operate one traditional restaurant, we have created 6 fast casual menu concepts and counting. Sous Vide Kitchen offers diners the opportunity to select from a variety of fast casual restaurants, offering signature dishes as well as build your own bowls, sandwiches, wraps, platters, and flatbread options. Most bases and proteins are interchangeable, and the opportunity for us to add new cuisines is endless. As guests browse through our photographed dishes, they can place all orders for the offerings on one single self-order kiosk. It solves the classic food hall dilemma where guests are forced to wait in different lines to enjoy items from various eateries. Groups are able to order, pay, and receive their meals at the same time. So by utilizing outsourced proteins prepared using the sous vide method of cooking, we've eliminated raw product from our establishment, making receiving procedures, kitchen storage, and product handling easy for anyone to complete. We take our program a bit further, and we utilize entirely pre-washed and pre-cut vegetables to virtually eliminate knife skills from our kitchen, practically eliminating our workers' compensation claims. And one step further, by partnering with world-class manufacturing partners to pair HPP processed sauces, soups, and dressings with our dishes. These products also tout extended shelf life and incredible nutritional integrity. Our proven advantages include a labor reduction of 25%, smaller square footage required for our restaurant, up to 33% less in the back of house. We had a lower build-out cost, about 50% less, as no ventilation or expensive equipment packages are required. There's an increase in food safety, multiple cuisines offered, and our retail concepts are easily rotated with minimal changes. So I'd like to share with you now a few of our concepts and some of the items that we offer within each concept. Our banh mi Vietnamese sandwiches, baguettes, and bowls is Vietnamese flavors. We can offer fresh banh mi sandwiches, salads, rice bowls, and everything in between. Our pulled and chopped barbecue concept is a completely sous vide barbecue concept where we offer ribs, pulled pork, sandwiches, barbecue favorites like mac and cheese, cornbread, and barbecue chicken. Our SBK Greens and Grains Bowls concept is one that really speaks to a lot of those dietary preferences. We have bowls such as a paleo bowl, a Whole30 bowl, and lots of vegan and vegetarian offerings. Our Mediterranean Pure Foods has great Mediterranean flavors, and we really work in a tremendous amount of seafood, such as salmon and shrimp, marinated artichokes as well. Esso Latin provides a lot of great flavors. We have our roasted plantains, a number of build your own burrito offerings, our street corn salad, and a sous vide half chicken. Our most recent concept that we launched is a Indian-inspired eats concept. We have traditional tandoori chicken, vindaloo flatbreads, samosas, and tikkas. So the number of meals consumed outside the restaurant has exploded in recent years. In the past, delivery was a small arm of the business, typically accounting for no more than 10% of the total sales. However, demand has shifted. Meals consumed outside of the restaurant continue to grow. Banquets and special events have also evolved due to recent events. Consumers are shifting from traditional buffets to family-style service or individually plated meals for all events. Selecting the equipment and menus to support this style of service without increasing labor is possible with the right partners. I'd like to end the presentation talking for a moment about the challenges facing today's operators. While the coronavirus pandemic did not create these challenges, it has certainly amplified the need for operators to take action and flex based on volume and delivery in a variety of platforms, as well as reduce staffing in their kitchens. For restaurants that have chosen to remain open during the pandemic, the key to success has been a rapid reduction in store labor, and it will be crucial for brands to optimize their menus and store designs to reduce the amount of labor needed to operate, particularly in times of disruption. We believe that utilizing sous vide proteins and products is one important key to allowing our business to remain successful despite the challenges. And we look forward to continuing to work with clients to help them find ways to overcome these hurdles.
Thank you so much, Alexis. So we have a question from our friend Sheldon. He asks, will you talk about how this affects catering?
Sure. So we have found that utilizing sous vide proteins is excellent for catering. If we have a catering event anywhere from 100, 300, 500 guests, we're able to pre-cooked sous vide proteins the morning of the event. You set up an immersion circulator, fill a Cambro with water, and you could cook hundreds of pounds of protein with virtually no labor. You need one individual to go in the morning, a couple hours before the event. You bring all of the product to temperature, and you're able to then distribute and finish as you'd like. So we have found it an incredible trick for producing a lot of catering. And I'm so sorry, I just hear such an incredible reverb, so it's difficult for me to follow my own train of thoughts here.
That's okay. I think we've been able to handle it a little bit. So Jen asks, do you have one vendor that supplies your repacked foods?
Yeah, great question. So there's several vendors that we utilize. One of our great partners is a sponsor of this conference. Cuisine Solutions does incredible products. There's a number of others, Sugar Creek, and even mainline distributors now are really getting into experimenting with sous vide product. So we really use a combination of those.
That's great. Yeah. And you know, I'm sure you have Alexis' information here if you want to contact her separately and ask other questions. Now, we also have another question from Sheldon. So our food inspector does not like sous vide. How do you convince them?
Another great question. So I definitely understand the challenges of working with health inspectors in that traditional method of sous vide, where you're receiving raw product, you're vacuum sealing yourself. That vacuum sealing process is where really all of the difficulties can lie, and where pathogens can really enter into the process. So by utilizing fully cooked proteins that we've obtained from vendors that have been produced in USDA certified facilities, we don't have any raw product. So we have fully cooked proteins that we retherm, and it's actually great for health inspectors.
That's wonderful. So Julie asks, do you have experience doing initial sous vide cooking using a combi oven rather than a circulator?
I guess I have a question when you mean initial sous vide. The initial vacuum sealing and cooking? No, we've only done the initial where we're receiving raw product, vacuum sealing and cooking. We've only done that in the circulator. As far as the retherming, you can certainly do that in a combi oven. You can retherm the fully cooked sous vide product in virtually any piece of equipment. And the reason that you can do that is because sous vide produces such incredible, consistent results. So the proteins are tender, they're moist, they're full of their nutritional integrity. So I think that you could retherm in any piece of equipment that you have in your kitchen.
Yeah, Jen Cook shares that the New York Health Department hates them doing sous vide in a mobile unit. So that's one of the things. So are you getting pre-marinated products, she asks?
Yeah, great question. So we're actually not. What we do is we use a very basic base, and then we add our own sauces and flavors.
And I guess that's what's allowed for your flexibility of creating these different cuisines, bringing all the different flavors. So
It certainly has. And in years past, we actually had food truck operations as well in Washington, D.C. And we used to bring on the food truck the pre-cooked product. So then we were simply retherming on the food truck. And we found it to be great for mobile operations.
And at that point, you were also using suppliers.
Correct. Not necessarily.
Okay.
No, we were doing our own, really in almost a commissary setting, doing our own sous vide from raw and then distributing to different locations, whether it be an inline setup or a mobile truck. But really working with the raw product in one facility and then distributing that cooked product to other locations for retherming.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, Jen says thanks. They love the cuisine solutions. I think we all do, as
we all do,
sponsors of the ISVA and the Sous Vide Summit. So if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to drop them on the comment section or on the ask questions section. Otherwise, we have a lot of great sessions coming up. On the pro track at 11:55, we have applying HACCP to sous vide, and we have, again, a wide variety of sessions. So we have another question coming in from Julie. We have a couple more minutes left. Julie says, do you think you could turn a tilting skillet into a circulator?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. You fill it with water, and without the circulator maintaining that exact temperature, you will have to watch it more, right? The beauty of the circulator, when you set that temperature, you know that the product that you're putting inside there will never exceed. You will never overcook something. But as long as you're staying close to the product, you can certainly retherm using the tilt skillet.
So she's asking how exactly?
You would fill the tilt skillet with water, and then you could add the bags, turn up the heat to a medium temperature, and retherm using that method. You could also, if you wanted to remove the product from the bag, it's already cooked, so you could remove it from those sous vide bags and then retherm in pans.
Yep, you have, like you share, there's a lot of flexibility once you have the cooked product.
Exactly.
To retherm it in different tools that you have in your kitchen. So it depends on how you want to do it and if you want to bring up the temperature, etc. So Jen asks, are you franchising your business?
Oh, thank you, Jen. We're actually licensing.
Okay. That's another great option to look into. So,
yeah, absolutely. And we have found success in such a variety of platforms. So happy to chat about that.
Yep. Wonderful. Again, you have her email address is Alexis Kukuka, alexis.kukuka@jbhadvisorygroup.com. So you can definitely reach out to her. Jen is in Westchester County, so I know you're in Jersey, so not too far.
Nope. And we operate in New York City, so we'd love to get together.
Yes. Sheldon asks to give the place to buy the packaged food again. We talk about cuisine solutions. I don't know if you want to share another. You mentioned, I think, one or two more that you have.
Yeah, it really depends on the specific products. Cuisine Solutions has fantastic offerings. Another supplier called Sugar Creek, they do sort of a different selection, but everything, a variety works for depending on the menu that you're putting forward.
Yes, and what I'll do is I'm gonna leave you at least the Cuisine Solutions link in the comment section, so that way you have that information. So thank you again, everyone. We appreciate you being in this Pro Track session. Thank you, Alexis, for sharing your experience and all the work that you've done and how you actually have been able to modify or make use of this amazing and incredible tool to continue to thrive in current situations and to continue to create a service that all of us enjoy, which is eating and enjoying delicious food. So we appreciate everyone joining us, and we will see you on the next session. If you want to stay down here and chat with Alexis, you can do so. Have to get on to the next session that starts in about 15 minutes. So I will see you soon.
Great. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to be here today.
Wonderful. Thank you.
As a chef out of work, how do you think the options to get back to work? I think that, now is the time to really take advantage of innovation that's happening in the industry. So a lot of businesses are looking at ways to expand the market to reach different clients. So really being creative about the way that you're thinking about things. Looking at different delivery operations, looking at meal kits, looking at ways to reach people in their homes. There's no hiding the fact that that restaurant dining is down and will likely continue to be so through the year. So I would really start to think creatively of those ideas of how to grow business, use your skills to reach additional people, additional guests, and bring that to employers. I hope that answers the question.